The message of the resurrection of Jesus is that it is a continuing task. The resurrection gives us the strength that living and fighting for the values that are close to the heart of Jesus is worth all the blood, sweat, and tears. It is important to point out that faith in the resurrection implies a mission.
After this, Joseph, who was from the town of Arimathea, asked Pilate if he could take Jesus' body. Joseph was a follower of Jesus, but in secret because he was afraid of the Jewish authorities. Pilate told him he could have the body, so Joseph went and took it away. Nicodemus, who at first had gone to see Jesus at night, went with Joseph, taking with him about 100 pounds of spices, a mixture of myrrh and aloes. The two men took Jesus' body and wrapped it in linen cloths with the spices, according to the Jewish custom of preparing a body for burial. There was a garden in the place where Jesus had been put to death, and in it there was a new tomb where no one had ever been buried. Since it was the day before the Sabbath, and because the tomb was close by, they placed Jesus' body there. Early on Sunday morning, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb and saw that the stone had been taken away from the entrance. She went running to Simon Peter and the other disciple whom Jesus loved.
They have taken the Lord from the tomb, and we don't know where they have put him.
Then Peter and the other disciple went to the tomb. The two of them were running, but the other disciple ran faster than Peter and reached the tomb first. He bent over and saw the linen cloths, but he did not go in. Behind him came Simon Peter, and he went straight into the tomb.
In a totally unexpected way, the gloom of Good Friday is replaced with the news that Jesus is risen. On Good Friday, we saw that Jesus loved us even to the point of dying for us. On Easter, we discover that the same Jesus has power over death. But mind you, many preachers find it difficult to preach about the resurrection, other than to say that it proves the divinity of Jesus. To be more precise, they find it difficult to draw out the concrete implications of our faith in the resurrection to our everyday life. Why is it so? Well, it is easy to dramatize the suffering that Jesus went through that eventually led to his death. We then are asked to reflect that somehow we continue to crucify Jesus by sinning. Furthermore, we often hear the explanation that the blood of Jesus was payment as ransom for our freedom. If that is the case, it is only the death of Jesus that has saved us. The resurrection does not seem to have any contribution to our salvation. Thirdly, it is difficult to see the triumph of goodness over evil, when in fact evil people are flourishing, while the good continue to suffer. In what way can we see the resurrection as a continuing challenge for us in this day and age? Well, yesterday we reflected on how many people today continue to experience the crucifixion. Today, we are challenged to take these people down from their crosses. The message of the resurrection of Jesus is that it is a continuing task. The resurrection gives us the strength that living and fighting for the values that are close to the heart of Jesus is worth all the blood, sweat, and tears. The struggle for truth, justice, and human dignity may be arduous, but it is not without eternal value. It is important to point out that faith in the resurrection implies a mission. The appearances of the resurrected Jesus were always accompanied with a mission. To Peter, Jesus said, "Tend my sheep, tend my lambs." The women were tasked to go and tell the disciples that Jesus would see them. The disciples were asked to baptize others.
And saw two angels there, dressed in white, sitting where the body of Jesus had been, one at the head, the other at the feet. "Woman, why are you crying?" they asked her.
They have taken my Lord away, and I do not know where they have put him.
Then she turned around and saw Jesus standing there. But she did not know that it was Jesus.
Woman, why are you crying? Who was it that you were looking for?
She thought he was the gardener, so she said to him,
If you took him away, sir, tell me where you have put him, and I will go and get him.
Mary.
She turned toward him and said in Hebrew,
Ramon.
this means teacher.
Do not hold on to me, because I have not yet gone back up to the Father. But go to my brothers and tell them, I am returning to him who is my Father and their Father, my God and their God.
So Mary Magdalene went and told the disciples that she had seen the Lord, and related to them what he had told her.
We cannot just glory in the resurrection and feel vindicated. Though the resurrection of Jesus is unrepeatable, still we are tasked to make analogies of the resurrection by bringing life to our suffering brothers and sisters.